Let's start with your reading, Gemini. Today, we are going to look into your recent past, current energies, and near future, and then we will immediately clarify in order to find out more details about your messages. Now, let's begin right away with your reading. Okay. All right. The main energy for the reading today is the High Priestess reversed. You seem to have a lot of questions at the moment, Gemini. A lot of things you're trying to figure out in regards of a situation. It definitely feels like soulmate connection, also from what I see over here, or at least someone here thinks so. But although there are many questions, there isn't much strength, much confidence in initiating this type of conversation. With the High Priestess reversed, you might be feeling lost at times, and you could use some word of advice, a sign that will help you understand what's next for you so that you can just work out your confidence again. So let's see if I can give you that word of advice. In the recent past, we have the Page of Swords and the Ten of Wands. You appear to be coming from a situation that really changed you. It changed something in you, in your vision, and there is something here that you have been carrying around as the result of that situation. We're definitely looking at a very strong bond and potentially a long-term situation in which you've built a lot, building also a lot of expectations. At the same time, there is someone here who for some reason wasn't giving 100% of themselves to this. Someone was holding back, and potentially that's where the issue started. We'll come back to this to see what happened. In the present, current energies, Eight of Cups, death, rebirth, you are currently going through a big transformation here, Gemini. It's absolutely clear. Even those of you who might not be aware of this at the moment, you might actually think that instead you're stuck. You're stuck in the past, and that there are things from the past still catching your attention, consuming too much of your focus. But you are coming to the end of a major cycle, and it's going to be important to look into this because with death, there's always something you need to leave behind. And that really is not negotiable at this point. So we'll come back to this. In the near future, beautiful energies, the Eight of Wands and Judgment, you are on your way to clarity and happiness, Gemini. I feel that right now you have a lot of confusion around you, a lot of unknowns, but please know that things are soon getting to a turning point with this Judgment showing up over here. There is something that you're going to hear about, some sort of messages, some sort of information, something you're going to see potentially, or just something that is going to click within you, and it's going to make you go like, oh, now I see what's really going on here. Now I see it clearly. And this will set you free, Gemini. We'll see what it is. So let's start clarifying, and let's begin with your recent past. Five of Wands, the Emperor, and the Tower with the Five of Swords. Somebody here has left the situation physically or emotionally in order to just pursue something else, in order to focus on something completely different. It definitely created some sort of tower moment, unexpected and just sudden as well. The person who was on the receiving side of this was really caught by surprise. They honestly didn't see the end of this. They thought that it was going to last forever, that it was going to last for a very long time. And when the end came, it forced them to rethink everything, including themselves, their identity in that moment in time, and from that moment forward. Usually, when events like these happen, the person who did not cause them is left there stuck for a while. And I definitely see you think, if this is you, thinking about this for a long time, trying to understand also if this was temporary or if it was permanent. Chances are that if this is you, Gemini, you've spent time waiting for something to happen, waiting for this person to just understand the mistake that we're making, waiting for something to come back. But time kept moving on and nothing really made sense anymore. So I see you here trying to keep holding on to this, but eventually you had to admit the truth. And we see right here that right now things are very different. By the way, the lovers, I knew that this really felt like a strong bond, something that felt right, but that eventually turned out very different. All right, let's see what's going on in the present and let's clarify the current energy. Ace of Cups, the Sun, and Justice. Okay. There is still a lot of soulmate energy showing up here. And given the context of these clarifiers with death energy standing up there, it means that this might be what you need to let go of, Gemini. And let me explain this better. From what I'm seeing right here, it looks like someone tried to fit something that didn't really fit. To fit an idea of happiness and love in a situation that was never what you hoped it would be, was never a reflection of that idea that you had. You might look back at times, reminiscing about all the happy times, thinking how happy you were back then. But were you though? It feels like what you need to let go is the idea of what that connection represented to you. The idea that this person was your soulmate, the only person you can ever love that way, with that intensity. Because at the end of the day, it's not true at all. When you realize this, when you realize that this is something you're holding on to, but it's not a reflection of the reality, you'll be able to let go, Gemini. Able to pursue your own path, just like that person did. So it's very important for you to really give this a good look and ask yourself, was I really happy back then? Did I really have everything that I needed? Or maybe was I trying to make this work because I didn't want to lose it? I feel that the answer to that question will really set you free. Let's see what's going on in the near future and let's clarify the near future position. The Lovers. I knew it was gonna come back up. Queen of Wands, the Star, and the Nine of Pentacles with the Six of Swords. Yes. You know, given what we've just talked about, it's now easy to see what this realization is about. And honestly, from what I see here, it goes beyond that relationship and the fact that you have tried to convince yourself that this person was your soulmate. You are now realizing that life shouldn't be such a struggle. Love shouldn't be such a struggle. And the reason why I say that, it's because with the Six of Swords, you want to move on from struggle and move towards happier times. You now understand that most of the pain, most of the friction that you have experienced comes from the fact that you've been trying to fit something that just did not fit. Once you let go of that expectation, you really are free again, free to be happy again. We often want something, and then we also want it to happen in a specific way with a specific person at a specific time. And why is that, Gemini? Why is that? Because we don't truly have faith that it's going to happen at all. And when you don't have faith, when you don't have trust, you start becoming controlling of every single aspect of the situation, thinking that if you lose that control, you're going to end up crashing somewhere. Gemini, this relationship might have not lasted forever, but it's definitely teaching you a lesson that will last forever. And I'm really excited to look into where you're going next, because this is a revelation for you. This will really shift your perception, will really shift also the way you invest your energy, your focus, therefore changing everything around you. And I got a very good feeling about where this is going, but obviously I don't want to speculate. I want to see what the cards have to say about it. So what is next for you, Gemini, at this point? Let's look into it. We've seen what you went through in the past and what you're going to realize very soon, which is the fact that what you thought you wanted, what you thought it was good for you, it was in fact controlling you in a very toxic way. So you're really starting to see things for what they are. And I do believe that this is going to set you free. So this clearly is the perfect time for a brand new beginning, a beginning that you can be proud of as well. So let's keep going with the reading and let's see what you have coming up ahead after you let go of this burden and after you find yourself again. If you want to dive deeper into the messages with me, Gemini, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free personal live 45-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning. Please make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Oh my God. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Gemini. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the incoming events is the Lovers. I mean, this is really a surprise for me. I felt that the reason why you have been stuck, it's because you thought that you found your soulmate and you couldn't move past that. Deep down, even if it's just subconsciously, that belief kept you stuck. But what we see here is that feeling, that idea of what this person represented to you, it's just an anticipation for what's coming ahead of you instead. Right here with the Lovers, we see that you are moving towards a real soulmate connection, something that will make you realize that the previous one was not what you thought it was. You know, the Lovers and the Devil actually have the same type of energy. They both have a very strong bond with something or someone, a very deep connection. But what you see right here is a connection that hinders you, a connection that doesn't allow you to grow, doesn't allow you to be who you are, to be happy, to be your best self. Whereas instead, on the other end, we have a real type of connection, a connection that will support you, that will make you grow, a connection that will make you expand. So very different, feels similar at times, but at the end of the day, they are very, very different. Let's see what we have coming up ahead then, Gemini. I want to immediately look into this Lover's energy and see what it brings to you in the near future, how it's going to evolve, and then we'll see what else is coming your way. Let's start by clarifying the Lovers. Oh, wow. Temperance, Three of Swords, and the Devil. This is really, really beautiful. And here now we see that things are going to change for you. But before that, there is something that you need to realize, something that you need to know. And right now we see that we have all the tools and all the information needed in order to go through this, understanding what this is, and finally move on from that once for all. This is something that will surprise you, something that will come up, and that eventually it's going to show you the true colors of this person who you're leaving behind. Now, the first thing that we see is temperament.